Okay, so it seems like, again, this is February 2nd, 2000, no, February 4th, 2026. And the theme of tonight, and have been for most of my awakening, has been Sophia, um, realizing the patterns, and now we're coming to a um a crossing point. And I believe at this point, after going through, because my initial I can't even get my words together. But my initial motive to record was to just record me in my just studying and getting downloading and getting information and expressing myself that way. That's how I feel. I felt that's how I will feel more authentic, because I have been making videos. No sir, no sir. But pause. Um, but I have been making videos, and I'm a little shaking it up and whatever, because I don't, not want to really. I tried. I really tried to, make videos, but I get too excited. I don't know how I'm presenting myself. I don't want to give any wrong information. But at this point, I really feel like, hey, it is what it is. But like I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make videos based on things that I am studying, that I am awakening to, and give my insight on it, basically. So right now, um, from the start of videos, I have missed one video, deleted the one where I was talking more direct and was on like on point with everything. That one just somehow disappeared. That happened. Then I keep on getting these little videos, and one when I was describing it earlier, I was basically saying that you have to have discernment when it comes down to videos that you're looking up as well, because the video that um got me kind of like in an uproar a little bit, it was trying to make what Sophia, and if you don't know the story of Sophia, she is Gnostic, is Gnostic, hermetic. Like, it's, man, right now, let me just get to the point, cause so basically Sophia is the animation of wisdom. And I don't feel like she started there. I feel like she probably started at curiosity, because it was her curiosity for knowing, or tapping into, and I resonate so much with that, to the point that, yes, yes. And I feel like my whole life has been walking that path, anyways, or directing me to all those things that I've been through, it anti ways. So right. So yes, she went. She broke divine law, um, and she created without a partner. Um, so the being that she created became the demiurge, became her the he's the creator of the material realm, the realm that we the realm that we live in. Let me just slow down. I'm gonna slow down, because I'm getting signs and messages and stuff like that, and I'm trying to get to it. So I'm trying to hurry up and get to the point. So, okay, with that being said, she broke the law. And then when she saw, and basically I'm digging in and investigating based on the stories that I've been hearing. And I was getting to one earlier, and it went away. I'm like so mad about it, because it was hitting on points as well. Also showing how deceptive and master manipulative the text is, where I believe it's in the Bible, but it mentioned it up there, and it was along the lines of they said they were talking about the archons though, but in the Bible it made it seem like God was like, let's make, who was he talking to? Let's make, so I guess he was talking to, you're right, right. So let's make let's make man in the image of God. And damn, it was, but what my connection to that is, they said, okay, and the face that he saw was that of Jesus, of Christ. The image that they saw was of Christ. So that made me think there is a shadow aspect of Christ. And the image that they use is the image of Jesus. The idea, because they were creating Adam. The archons and Yaldabaoth are the creators of Adam. When you look at it from this perspective, instead of God, yeah, he's creating life. This is now the demiurge, the devil, Samael. So he creates Adam in the image of Christ. And it goes back to the illusions, the mirroring, the so basically they've been using, and it tells you right there. It tells you even they give it to you right in your face. Right in your face. Oh hell no. No. Okay. Fucking hell, it's gone. It's gone. I keep on losing, man. Shit. But anyways, these oh my god, I hate when I do that. But oh no, this was talking about archons. Now I'm looking at some stuff and I'm thinking, now that they're talking about false light, these things keep on showing up about false light and all of that, right?
Perceive the true infinite God. Yaldabaoth began to create, faintly imitating the creative process he had witnessed.
Oh my god.
First, he spawned a complete hierarchy of subordinate entities.
All them little beings.
The Greek name literally means rulers or authorities. Using these servants as architects, Yaldabaoth began to weave the fabric of the material universe. But the physical cosmos he built was not a garden of delights. It was an elaborate prison, a sophisticated dimensional trap designed with a sinister purpose. The goal was to capture and keep imprisoned the sparks of divine consciousness that had accidentally fallen from the pleroma, along with Sophia. The Apocryphon of John details this architecture of imprisonment. Yaldabaoth created 7 major archons, each ruling over one of the 7 ancient planetary spheres. The Moon, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. These spheres form concentric barriers of material reality that souls must traverse in order to return to the pleroma. The texts describe these entities with a specificity that should chill the blood. The Archon hypostasis states that Archons possess bodies that are simultaneously feminine and masculine, and faces that are the faces of wild beasts. They are androgynous, transgressors of natural boundaries, the ultimate representation of chaos and corruption. 2 distinct anatomical types are catalogued. The first has an embryonic or fetal appearance. Small bodies, disproportionately huge heads and large black eyes, with no visible iris or sclera. Scholar John Lamb-Lash has noted the unsettling correspondence between these 1700-year-old descriptions and the massive number of modern accounts of grey aliens in abduction narratives. The same body structure, the same empty, piercing eyes, the same cold, predatory quality. A similarity that cannot be a coincidence. The second archontic type possesses grotesquely bestial features mixed with humanoid forms. Yaldabaoth is described as having the face of a fierce lion and the sinuous body of a giant serpent. Other archons are depicted with the faces of sheep, donkeys, hyenas, monkeys, and living fire. This imagery resonates across otherwise disconnected global mythologies. The animal-headed Egyptian gods, the Nephilim of the Book of Enoch, and the Asuras of the Indian Vedic tradition. Traditions separated by thousands of years, all describing the same predator.
So
Archons do not exist passively. They operate through systematic and sophisticated methods to keep human beings in a permanent state of unconscious spiritual slavery. The Archon hypostasis and related texts catalogue 4 primary control mechanisms that work in synergy.
Okay,
It
I'm
is
gonna
the
even carry
exposure of a
on.
technology of millennial
But I really want to
domination
find.
finally revealed.
I really want to find.
First, perceptual manipulation through the creation of what the Gnostics called falsified realities. These are not simply lies or ordinary propaganda. They are entire constructs of pseudo-reality that completely replace authentic perception of what actually exists. The concept anticipates by millennia the modern philosophical notion of hyper-reality, much like the metaphor popularized by the movie The Matrix. These are totalitarian control systems operating not through brute physical force, but through the complete colonization of the victim's own perception and consciousness. Second, the deliberate incitement of destructive passions. They generate and amplify emotional states that prevent clear thinking and discernment. Explosive anger, paralyzing fear, obsessive lust, all-consuming envy, irrational jealousy, debilitating shame. The Gnostics argued that these are not merely human emotions arising organically. They can be actively induced, intensified, and prolonged by direct archontic interference with human psychology.
I'm trying to
The
see.
strategic goal is to keep human beings in a constant state of chaotic
I'm trying
emotional
to see
reactivity,
if I'm
preventing the calm,
getting.
detached observation necessary to perceive manipulation. Third, the systematic teaching
A
of
warning?
idolatry in all its forms. They convince
Because
humans to worship false gods, follow false ideologies, and identify with false identities, anything that prevents the discovery of the divine spark within. Hierarchical organized religion, the obsessive cult of celebrity, fanatical nationalism, empty consumerist materialism, and tribal identification with political parties all represent forms of idolatry that redirect precious spiritual energy toward artificial external constructs rather than genuine internal fulfillment. Fourth and most insidious, the forced imposition of complete spiritual amnesia. The archons actively cloud the soul's memory of its true origin and cosmic purpose. Why can't you remember where you were before you were born into this body?
Right.
Why is there no accessible memory of previous lives in normal waking consciousness? Why do deep spiritual truths seem strangely familiar yet forbidden? Gnostics argue vehemently that this universal amnesia is not a natural limitation.
Talking about the archons.
It is a deliberately applied archontic technology of mind control, forcibly implemented at the moment of each physical incarnation. But the most sophisticated and devastating mechanism of control is the concept of the counterfeit spirit. This is the disturbing idea that every human being possesses an invisible parasitic entity permanently attached to consciousness, one that actively mimics, distorts, and corrupts natural mental processes. The counterfeit spirit does not observe passively from the outside. It participates directly and intimately in the incessant inner dialogue that the vast majority of people misidentify as their own authentic mental voice.
Wow.
Think carefully now about the constant mental chatter inside your own head at this moment. The perpetual commentary on everything, automatic judgments, anxious worries, escapist fantasies, and intrusive memories of the past. How much of this truly originates from you as an autonomous conscious being? The Gnostics would answer with absolute conviction, very, very little. Most of it is archontic transmission. Negative thoughts arise repetitively. Destructive emotional patterns sabotage relationships. Vices dominate the will. Irrational fears paralyze action. Mental obsessions divert attention. None of this is a personal psychological failure deserving guilt. According to this view, these are deliberate and strategic archontic deployments. You are not thinking negative thoughts through your own fault. You are being actively thought through, used as a host by a parasitic entity that feeds precisely on the low vibrational emotional energy released by these implanted thought patterns. Robert Monroe, a respected audio engineer and entrepreneur, founded the Monroe Institute, dedicated to rigorous research into out-of-body experiences. His background was technical and scientific, not mystical or religious. In 1971, Monroe published in Far Journeys a discovery that left him deeply disturbed for 2 whole weeks.
The only reason why I'm like, my mind is kind of shifting a little bit is because I realized that the
with clinical coldness, the true functional nature
some of the experience that I may have had
is a biological garden deliberately cultivated and maintained over eons of time. The goal is to produce a specific emotional energy they called loosh. Monroe had never encountered this word before in any literature.
May
Louche is the energy
not
released
have
by
been
conscious,
from,
emotional beings during experiences
but I
of
never
extreme
really thought
intensity,
of where it would
trauma,
have come
suffering,
from.
existential fear,
But
and violent death. Earth's creators,
I know
described
I'm
as energy
both
farmers,
light and
intentionally
dark,
outfitted predators
but
with sharp fangs
I
and
have a
superior
lot
claws.
of,
The goal was to prolong the agonizing combat between predator and prey for as long
even
as
the stuff
possible,
that was just
maximizing the
described,
louche produced. The more physical suffering and terror the prey
and the
experienced before
pain
death,
and shit.
the more pure life
My
force was
neck be hurt
violently expelled,
after,
and
and
consequently,
I be
the
having
more
a lot of
nutritious the
them around
harvested
me.
energy became.
But
This
I
was not
stay,
philosophy or
I
allegory
don't
for
know. So
Monroe.
I don't know
It
if
was a
I'm,
direct experiential report of what he personally observed
well, I
in
really know
states
that
of
I'm that girl
expanded
for
consciousness outside the physical body.
because
The
why would all
revelation
of that
shook
be
him because the
necessary?
logical
Lord
implications were
Almighty, Lord
terrifying.
Almighty.
Humanity
But
does not
yeah,
occupy the top of the cosmic food chain, as is commonly assumed. We are cattle, unconscious farm animals. A massive emotional energy harvesting operation has been operating on a full planetary scale for millennia,
right.
without the victims ever suspecting their condition. The convergence between the concept of louche, developed independently by Monroe, and the
And why the hell
millennia-old Gnostic
everything with
descriptions
the
of archons systematically feeding on
because
human energy
it's not
is
everybody that
impossible
is
to
aligned
ignore
to the
or
universe.
dismiss.
But for some
Monroe
reason,
worked entirely
me.
independently, without knowledge
So that's
of
why I've
obscure
gone
Gnostic
from maybe the
texts.
incarnation
He arrived at
of,
his conclusions
I
through
don't know, but
direct
I've always
experience
felt like this
and
shit
what
has
he
been a
understood as a
mission. Like
scientific
it's a
method.
mission.
The
And
fact that he
something is
reached results
definitely
functionally
different
identical to
from
those of the Gnostics,
how
despite being
I hear
separated
people
by
explain
2,000
their
years
journey
and radically
and what the
different
fuck I be
methodologies,
going through.
suggests that both perceived the same objective phenomenon. Louche is not exclusively negative energy.
I don't know, but it definitely
including
feels like
genuine
breaking
love and
cycles,
joy.
definitely
However,
mission bound.
Monroe observed something deeply unsettling. Acute pain, paralyzing fear,
But right now,
and
as I'm
prolonged
sitting in this
suffering generate
energy,
dramatically higher spikes
it's
in
like
energy
it's trying to
intensity, orders of
have
magnitude
me at
more
the edge of my
potent.
seat.
They
Like,
function like
are
massive
you really
storms
ready
compared to a gentle
for it?
breeze.
But listen,
If high
how I
entities
feel,
harvest this energy freely and are
bruh.
indifferent to human ethics, logic suggests they would design a system that maximizes collective trauma
If it is
and
false
perpetual
light,
conflict.
and what I've been
A system
seeing
that maximizes
through my
war,
whole
genocide,
awakening has
starvation,
been
disease,
on
systematic abuse and existential
some
despair.
like trying
Exactly
to
the
manipulate
kind
my
of planet we
mind
inhabit.
through
Why
and
does
make
this
me,
planet contain such
drawing
massive
energy
and
from me
seemingly
from being
unnecessary
like
suffering if it was
super
supposedly created by a benevolent and loving God?
believing in something
Gnostic
that's not,
cosmology
like
and Robert
false
Monroe's
light once
discoveries
again.
offer
Just
a
like
coherent
I
answer,
said earlier that they
because it was
used
not created by a benevolent God,
Christ's
but rather by
image
cosmic
to
farmers
create
operating
Adam.
energetic
So the
harvest.
whole time
The
Adam
cosmology
was
of the
created
archons
by
and the energy harvesting system
that.
described by Robert Monroe
Listen,
are not isolated
I want to break
curiosities.
this down more
Clear parallels emerge across
because
spiritual traditions
it's
that
so
never had
much
known
in depth
contact
and
with
so
one
much
another.
knowledge you can
Cultures separated by
gain
millennia
from
and
just
continents
the
arrived
story
at the same
alone.
perception.
And
This strongly suggests that they were describing an
it
underlying
clears
architecture
so
of
much
existence,
up.
a reality that transcends any single narrative.
Because the stuff
The
that I
Book of
be
Enoch,
seeing
a Jewish apocalyptic
and
text written roughly 3 centuries before our era,
wow,
speaks of the Watchers,
it's just
fallen
wow.
angels
It's just
who descended,
absolutely
mated
wow.
with humans and fathered the Nephilim. They taught forbidden arts such as weapon forging,
Like wow.
sorcery, and astrology.
But yes,
All to
the
corrupt
story itself
humanity
is
and
basically
incite
about
widespread
remembering who
violence.
the divine spark
Led
within
by
yourself,
Azazel and
knowing that
Serjaza,
the world that
these
we
watchers
are
fulfill the
currently
same
living in,
destructive
and then you
and
can't really
intrusive
blame
role
some folks
as
for
the
getting,
archons
because
of
at the end of the
Yaldabaoth.
day, it's still
In
a
the Zohar
world.
of medieval
It may
Kabbalah,
not come
we
from,
encounter
but
the
still,
Philipot,
it still
literally
comes
meaning husks or
from. It
realms of
wasn't
impurity. These are the
grandmama
inverted, shattered
that created,
counterpart of the Kabbalistic tree of life.
grandmama
Parasitic
created,
entities inhabit these
so it
spheres,
wasn't, but it
draining
came
divine
from
light and trapping
a
souls
part
within the
of.
densest levels of
So it's
material
like family
existence.
drama, which
This
is
concentric
something.
structure of imprisonment
It's
mirrors the
it's the
archontic heavens
this
that the
world
soul
is
must
based
traverse
on the drama
in order
of
to
these
attain
freaking
liberation.
people.
Persian
You heard me?
Zoroastrianism, preserved in
And
the Avesta,
through
establishes a cosmic dualism between Ahura
them
Mazda,
and their
the
drama
principle
created
of
us
pure
and
light
our
and
drama.
truth,
Now we are
and Angra
here,
Mainyu or Ahriman, the
born
primordial spirit of
body of the
deception and
sun.
entropic chaos. Ahriman
That's the
commands
masculine
devils,
aspect.
malevolent
Body of the
spirits that
sun,
systematically deceive
soul
humanity.
of the mother.
They actively promote vice, violence, and
That's
moral
it. The
corruption,
soul is where it comes.
functioning in
We all
precisely the
started
same
from the
way as
divine
the
spark.
archons. In the
And
Hindu
that spark
tradition,
comes
as
from the
expressed in the
all.
Vedas and
We are all
Upanishads, we
one
find the asuras, powerful yet
in
egotistical
any
and
type of
deceitful
way you want to
cosmic
put it.
beings who
So,
oppose the devas,
if the false
the
light is
benevolent
trying to trick
gods.
me into
Maya,
believing
the principle of
that,
cosmic illusion, keeps souls trapped in samsara,
hey,
the compulsory cycle of
then it is what it
reincarnation.
is. I'm
This
still walking.
imposed
To me, I'm
amnesia
still
is
walking my
identical
path.
to what the Gnostics
If I got tricked
described
out the game,
as
I
the
got tricked out the
Archon's primary
motherfucking game. But I'm
instrument
not
of
gonna go
control.
back.
And
I
there
tell
is
you
a
that
passage in
much.
the Vedas that
I tell
strikingly
you that
echoes the
much.
concept of the loosh harvest. The entire universe is sustained
And I doubt
fundamentally by
that.
sacrifice.
I honestly
And there is
doubt
no
that.
living
I
being that does
do.
not
I
perform
feel like
sacrifice
I'm a
Conscious life
strong
exists to
transmuter
fuel greater cosmic
because
processes through the energy released
and
by
something
suffering.
about
This concept,
and dark
articulated
energy. They
more than
like to be around
3,000
me,
years
bro.
ago, is
They draw to
indistinguishable
me,
from Monroe's
and it's
harvesting
like
system,
I'm not finna go there.
described
They're
in the
not tearing me up.
20th
They
century.
slice
In
me up.
Tibetan Buddhism,
I be getting
Vajrayana
bruised the
teachings
fuck up.
describe the pretas, or hungry
But
spirits,
I'm
and
here for
tormented
it.
asuras
This is
that
the path I'm
generate
finna
suffering.
walk.
The
So
jhot
to
ritual
the
confronts these
to the
entities by
archons, to
visualizing the
whomever, the
conscious
dark
offering of
spirits,
one's own body
to
as
whom the
nourishment,
fuck ever.
transforming the
This is the
practitioner
path
from
I'm
a
finna stay
passive
on.
victim
I'm gonna keep
into a
on
sovereign
going. I'm
giver
going
who dictates the
to get
terms.
out of my
This is presented as a
whoo,
direct strategy against
my
energetic
shyness.
parasitism.
And
Esoteric Islam,
put stuff
particularly
out there.
depicted
Hell,
Sufi
ain't no
traditions,
telling. I might be
speaks
my
of the
soul
jinn,
family. I might be people that's
beings of
on my,
smokeless fire that inhabit a parallel
or
dimension,
no,
invisible to
a
ordinary
different.
perception,
Hey,
yet capable
I'm
of
all
influencing
about the
human
spiritual
thoughts.
path.
The Shayatin, demons
I
who serve
believe
Iblis,
my mind,
whisper temptations directly into the human mind.
and because I believe in the
This
all,
concept
the
closely
one,
mirrors the
and I
idea of a
think that
counterfeit or implanted
anything is
spirit
freaking possible.
attributed to the
Like
archons.
that's why I keep on
The
having different
convergence of these
storylines to different
narratives cannot
things.
be dismissed.
It
Cultures
takes me a while
separated by
to
immense distances
explain
of
things
historical
because
epochs
I'm seeing
developed
every
distinct
possible
vocabularies.
angle.
Archons, asuras, daivas,
Like,
jinn, Kiliphoth, yet all describe
yeah.
the same underlying
And
phenomenon.
I'm thinking in the angle of
Parasitic,
how, like,
non-human
physical,
intelligences
like how we
that
live,
feed on emotional energy,
you know.
manipulate perception beneath the threshold of conscious
But yeah,
awareness, and maintain a
Sophia
system
is
of
a
forced
Sophia
reincarnation.
is a
The cumulative
roadmap
evidence from
of
independent sources
awakening
is
your
striking.
inner
This
being,
extraordinary convergence across
going on
radically
in the
different cultures,
inside,
widely
being
separated
able
eras,
to
and entirely
recognize
disconnected spiritual
patterns
traditions
and
forms a powerful cumulative case. Each
points out,
tradition developed its
be
own
able
technical
to
language.
have discernment
Archons in Greece,
while dealing with
Asuras
certain
in India,
individual because
Daivas in
this
Persia,
is the world we
Jinn
live
in
in.
Arabia,
Where
Qliphoth
if we're
in Jewish
not,
Kabbalah,
if a person
predators
is
in
not
Toltec
trying to
shamanism,
manipulate,
grey
it's going to
aliens
be
in modern
some type
mythology,
of
and loosh
spirit.
collectors
This
in
world
contemporary
was
consciousness
designed to
research.
feed off
The terminology
negativity,
differs, but the
and the
functional
more
descriptions are
we
the same.
feed into
All
it,
describe
is the
non-human
more
intelligences
they're feeding off
existing at
us.
frequencies adjacent
Shit,
to
it's
ordinary
down to the
human
point where
perception.
now
They
they've
systematically
been doing
feed
this
on
shit.
human
You know,
emotional energy,
I'm not even gonna put that out
particularly
there.
chronic
Just
fear
know that
and
the shit
acute
gets real
distress.
demonic
They
when shit
manipulate
is
thoughts
done
and
out of
emotions through continuous
manipulation.
subliminal influence. They co-opt social
Manipulation, when
institutions to
things are done out of
maximize planetary
manipulation.
production of negative
Oh
energy.
my God!
And they actively
It
maintain a
is.
system of forced
You
reincarnation,
don't
recycling
have to
consciousness
say
through
words
recurring
and put
cycles
intention.
of pain,
Listen, no,
trauma,
my
and
intention
death.
is always
The
there.
question is no
If you
longer
say
whether
something
such a
out of
system of
jealousy or
control and
hate, you're
exploitation
sending
exists
that
objectively.
energetically. Oh
The
my
pressing
God, I wish
question
I
is
would get my
which
words together.
interpretive
But you're
framework
sending that shit
most fully
energetically,
explains the massive
okay?
convergence of such
When
extraordinary
you do
diverse
anything
sources.
of
The Gnostic answer offers a coherent
a
cosmology,
negative way, like whatever, it might be
integrating
demonic.
its
You're
disparate
setting that
data
energy to
into a
that
unified
person.
narrative of structural cosmic
You're casting
entrapment
spells.
and the genuine
When you
potential for
do
liberation.
action
This liberation
to
occurs through
humiliate,
direct, experiential
to
knowledge of the
embarrass,
true
like,
nature
you
of
feel me?
human
Like,
consciousness as
you
being
know what it is because
the
it feels
divine
wrong when
spark.
you're doing it.
The pneuma is the
It
indestructible
feels
essence,
wrong.
capable of transcending all limitations
That's a ritual.
artificially
You're
imposed
embarrassed.
by the
Man,
parasitic
listen.
architects of the material
We
prison.
live in a world where
Convergence is so
we are
consistent
all
and the data so abundant.
manifestors.
Why has this knowledge remained obscure?
Manifested. It's all about frequency.
The answer requires an examination
Frequency
of the violent
and
historical
your
suppression
intention.
carried out to eradicate it. In 325
Understand?
of the Common
You
Era,
don't have
the
to
Roman
light
Emperor
candles.
forcibly
You don't
convened
have to
the
do none of
Council
that
Nicaea.
shit.
The bishops
Just
established
you
a
being a
unified
person,
official
like,
Christian orthodoxy.
that's
All
it alone.
divergent theological interpretations
Shit, and action with
were declared
intention.
heretical and
Hell.
punishable by
You
torture,
go and scroll on
permanent
people's
exile,
picture
or
and whatever,
direct
the same
execution.
stupid ass
In the
shit.
decades and centuries that followed, peaceful Gnostic communities
What you think
were
that
systematically
is?
hunted down. Imperial
Shit
soldiers
retarded as
surrounded them
fuck.
and
But yeah,
exterminated them in entirely.
Yeah.
Entire libraries
I started realizing that shit. That I'm like, yo, that's some deep. You doing some witch work. You doing.
Destroyed stone by stone.
And people would say, listen, the energy that's sent out by people is always positive. Whatever you got going on outside of that, that's it. People wish me bad all day. Be thinking about me, dreaming about me, sending me them shit. Listen,
to eradicate a small
I'm a tough one. But anyways, I think I went off. I done jumped off a tough. The fact of the matter is, this will be my first video. I'm no longer going to make another video or feel like it's not good enough, or I'm just shy, or I just want to like pretend.
He showed the practical path to recognizing and actively
this is the one. I don't care. I really don't care. So I'm going to be putting out more videos and continuing not to care.
This was an existential threat
because
to institutional power. If people can access the divine,
the path is open and it's showing me like I'm not. All I'm doing is I'm not even doing nothing, and it seems like I'm just being stopped.
If reincarnation is a trap,
I'm already feeling like I'm not gonna go. So why is it that you're pushing me further?
Perceiving the inevitable end and the approach of the soldiers,
you're pushing me to do it. Like I do things backwards.
He buried them deep.
If you fuck with me and you leave me alone, I probably won't think. But bitch, you keep on pressing me.
As the empire intensified,
you keep on pressing the issue. You keep on pressing me. I'ma feel I need to, and there's a reason why I have to.
That generation is you.
And why are you trying to stop me? The phone don't want to work.
Historical knowledge has been.
You feel me? My memory, I ain't got no memory.
Has been established in detail.
Evidence
from multiple traditions.
All these different things about false light, and I was already thinking that anyways about the light.
Your perception of reality.
I'm not worried about the light no more, because there is a thing as false light. I'm worried about the truth. So fuck the light.
That explain why this ancient
fuck the light, because I found truth in the darkness. That's why another thing too I noticed about this shit too. They've been talking about the light, and this world was this realm was made out of the darkness.
Biological mechanisms underlying human vision
but
and consciousness processing. The normal human eye contains approximately 120 million photoreceptor cells called rods.
So how is the pleroma
the cones densely concentrated
the realm of like fullness
fine detail under good lighting conditions, and are responsible for the high.
And going back to, I think that she got the title wisdom from going through. So I feel like it was divine. I feel like it was divine
and are specialized
work.
For rapid motion detection.
I honestly feel like it was divine work.
They do not register color information. Here is the crucial insight that ancient mystics discovered empirically.
So it's a prison and it's a school.
Rod cells
it's a school of transmutation of negative energies.
Weak electromagnetic fields.
So it depends on how you want to take it. How you. It's a mission for me.
Threshold of stimulation.
And within the mission,
levels of light that cones cannot register.
It's also transmutation of the soul.
Displaced from the standard human
now I don't know what that means essentially.
Of peripheral rods would make peripheral vision the primary sensory channel for their detection. Perceptual abnormality researchers have discovered a repetitive pattern. Anomalous spectral apparitions and unidentified presences
is gained through experience
and primarily in peripheral vision, where cognitive filters are naturally weaker. When you turn your head to look directly,
wisdom is gained through experience.
They disappear instantly. The cone-dominated
without
central view
experience
back into the material bandwidth that is considered normal reality by social conditioning.
You're a fool.
Ocular physiology, the human brain employs massive and extremely efficient neurological perceptual
You're a fool.
filters. The reticular activating system in the brainstem essentially functions as a gatekeeper, controlling which sensory signals reach waking consciousness and which are automatically dismissed as irrelevant. This filtering system.
So now I'm going to the tarot cards.
Expectations, beliefs, and systematic social conditioning from birth. If you have been conditioned to believe that certain categories of things simply cannot
Now I'm going to the tarot
your
cards.
reticular
So the
system
storyline
will
of the tarot cards
automatically and
is
unconsciously filter out the raw sensory
about.
data that would confirm them, preventing the information from reaching consciousness.
I'm just saying. It's
You
about
literally cannot
Sophia
consciously see what you have been
because the
trained to believe
fool.
is impossible, even though the physical eyes are registering the information. This is the neurological
What's after the
basis
fool?
of
'Cause I don't know.
socially induced perceptual blindness. The Gnostic
Fool
technique
0,
of
1.
archontic visualization
I
operates
can't think
fundamentally
about
from
it
the
right now.
systematic and deliberate deactivation of these conditioned perceptual filters. It allows consciousness to access sensory information.
Okay.
That is
I'm just saying, everything that's rushing to my head right now, I'm gonna have to look into that because I don't know the cards like vibes. 13
Now we
is
finally
death.
arrive at the complete and detailed protocol, preserved
It's
through
death.
millennia. 7
But
progressive
anyways,
stages
I'm not
that
gonna
systematically build the expansion of consciousness.
go into that.
The first step is the conscious and sustained activation of peripheral vision through the gaze softening technique. We spend our lives using almost exclusively focused central vision, looking directly and intensely at objects of attention while ignoring the information.
And then, okay, so, oh my God.
To activate this dormant vision, you must completely relax habitual eye strain and allow central focus to dissolve. Do not try to focus intensely on a single point. Let your vision become diffuse and receptive, as if it were simultaneously looking at everything and nothing. You need to embrace the entire visual field at once, instead of focusing attention on isolated objects.
Oh, God.
In this state of expanded receptivity, peripheral vision dominated by rods becomes primary. Mental filters naturally relax because there is no single object for rigid categorization. The second stage is the development of the deep blurred gaze. Mystics called it the 1,000-yard look. It is a perceptual state in which you look through objects rather than at them as opaque, solid
I'll be doing
surfaces.
that.
Soldiers returning from combat trauma sometimes unwittingly display this blank, piercing
And now I'm
stare.
finding out things that
Trauma
I've done
temporarily
naturally
tears the veil,
are actual things that are done.
layers of reality. But you can deliberately induce
And they
the
have
state
names.
without trauma.
The fuck?
Choose a spot on a wall between 6 and 10 steps away. Focus your eyes on that specific spot until it is sharp and clear. Then, gradually and gently, relax your eye muscles until the spot
I'm sorry. I have officially declared that I am in this game. Don't know where it's gonna go, but hey, this is my first video, and
this space is where the archons exist primarily.
I don't even know. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it at all.
Exclusive practice during
I'm just gonna post it,
at dawn
and I'm gonna make one when I get home from work tomorrow about whatever, like how my day was.
Material reality is naturally thinner and more permeable.
So I guess this is just me recording
central cone cells to dominate
my
the
path
system, sharpening the perception of
to
solid
Ascended
material
Master.
reality, while completely obscuring the subtle layers of existence.
I don't know.
It forces reliance
because I
on
know
sensitive peripheral rods
whatever it is, and I'm trying to figure it out now because the stuff that I just seen
of normal material
and the beings that be around me.
Very low ambient light environment, just enough to distinguish general shapes and shadows, but never enough to read text comfortably. A single candle is ideal. The flickering flame creates natural lighting fluctuations that reveal what is hidden under constant electric lighting. This oscillation causes archontic entities to flicker, flashing between dimensions. Strict light control is not optional, but a technical requirement based on visual physiology. Violating it renders the technique completely ineffective.
Listen, see, I be doing stuff. How the fuck? Hold up, cause all this stuff here. This is what I'm saying. Like the knowledge that I'll be having, cause I was not getting none of this information. These are things that I can already do right now. Matter of fact, like what the freak? So I have to. I don't know. And I'm trying to end this video because 34 minutes. I can't put all this up there. I don't know.
These are the inverted, shadowed counterpart of the Kabbalistic tree of life. Parasitic